It's time to TNT Tuesday, and we're on week 18, but that's map 16, Deepest Reaches. Yes, the secret maps have now sort of misaligned the count there, but that's fine. Map 16, Deepest Reaches, and some cool TNT custom music. Love to hear it. As I've said before, this sort of music reminds me of Scythe because Eric Arm used it, and this map kind of reminds me of Scythe. I think Eric Arm probably took a bit of this underground rocky theme from from TNT and maps like this. Okay, Chain Gunner, if you could anger the Cacodemon, that'd be great. And yeah, Deepest Reaches, well, I have a horrible confession to make. Those stupid screen teary issues with my recording that happened a few weeks ago have started happening again for seemingly no reason. I had them fixed. They stopped happening for ages. Everything was totally fine. Nothing changed. I didn't download any drivers, change any settings, and they started happening again. So I just played this map. I played it almost completely blind because I didn't remember a damn thing about this map. And the footage is just unusable, really. Like, you can watch it, but there's a bit too much tearing and jittering. It's just not really cool. So I decided to play it again, but it's good news because I went on a massive secret hunt yet again. This was one of them. There's a very thin sector there. The wall is like a brighter color. That's sort of what's supposed to give it away. It took me ages to find the secrets. It went for about half an hour in total, the playthrough of the map, including the secret hunt. I didn't die or anything, and well, the good news here is that this should only take maybe about 15 to 20 minutes this time because I know the map really well now. I've had to play it a couple of times through just to check that I've fixed the screen tearing off the recording, and I think I have. If you're watching this, it means I probably have at least massively reduced it. But let's continue with Deepest Reaches. So I have already played the map through, given it an assessment, and as you can see, I sort of know what's happening now. So I guess I can talk about all that while we play through. So what do I think about this map? I called it boring, but with some good moments. So I really respect the theme, the small little underground passageways sort of theme. It's pretty cool. But the combat for the most part is kind of boring. And Doom's engine hates trying to calculate physics in these little underground passageways, so there's a lot of elastic collision going on, which makes for some fairly janky gameplay at times. And even blind, even when you're surprised by the fights, they're not really that bad. It's certainly not a difficult map. There's a couple of big set-piece fights, which are very classic TNT in the sense that they have just these massive rooms with not that many enemies in them. It's pretty easy to just run around in a circle and get all the enemies in fight, or just simply kill them yourself. Although if you don't find the secrets, this map can also be a little bit light on for ammo. So yeah, it's kind of like a classic adventure piece. You know, it's meant to be, I'm sure, a tense sort of, cave exploration style map. Which, if you're into that sort of thing, then cool. I mean, this is the map for you. But if it's not really your thing, then yeah, you're going to find it pretty bland and boring. Okay, there's a trap here with the rocket launcher. I actually did this correctly blind. I sort of figured there'd be a trap, and that looking back into the main room here was the way to go, and I was correct. You're rewarded with a chainsaw for your effort, sure. But yeah, this map has, stupid auto-aim. Slightly strange progression. You have to do a bit of backtracking in weird places. Like, say, for example, at the end of this room here, there's nothing, except if you're very astute, there's a little passageway here, and it just shows you the blue key. It doesn't really show you how to get the blue key, it just shows you that there is a blue key in this map, and you will need to go get it at some point. And then this here is one of the trickier moments because, well, that barren face gives it all away, and it tries to feed you a partial invisibility, but of course you don't have to grab it at all, and I would highly recommend not grabbing it. And then you're just dealing with the barren. Let's try not grabbing it, but I do want that mega armor, of course. I mean, this little side room here is pretty cool. The aesthetics on this map, as always with TNT, the aesthetics are, at the very least, you could say, interesting, creative, interesting. It's trying some cool stuff. This sort of it's called what, Deepest Reaches, and there's sort of a variety of different caves to poke around in. It gets kind of hellish at points. Here's where you get the blue key, and this teleporter shows off the whole being at the wrong height thing pretty well in Final Doom. But see, now this is the yellow door, so you've got to just weirdly just backtrack all the way you came. And spoiler alert, nothing has happened. There's no ambush waiting for us. We just have to backtrack all the way to this little room and then go down the other side. So I know now that coming right first to get the blue key and then left is the quicker way to progress the map. But if you didn't know that, and in the blind run I'm pretty sure I didn't, I went the other way first, well, yeah, you're just doing a lot of walking around. Okay, so here's one of these set piece fights. Probably, arguably the hardest set piece fight in the map, just because it's a relatively small space. But as you can see, what I was talking about with the infighting, just, you know, it gives you this perfect circle to just run around in to shake off all the Revenant missiles and so on. I really just want the Revenant and the Hell Knight to fight, but the Revenant's gone up the stairs annoyingly. So actually, I'm having to just take care of all these guys myself, and a shotgun is still alive. Did you hit the Hell Knight? Please tell me you hit the Hell Knight. Yes, it did. But it's probably still angry at me. Ooh, and I gotta be careful of the Cacodemon. Whoops. Oh man, did I just kill the Revenant with like a very stray pellet? Okay, cool, whatever. I knew there'd still be one of you alive. So yeah, this is pretty cool, this altar and the red key there. It got me thinking. I was saying throughout the blind playthrough, how the hell do you get that? Like, there's no room for you in there. Like, look. You can't stand in there, you wouldn't be able to teleport in there. How the hell do you get the red key? Well, you'll see, and that is something about this map that I will give it. There's some very cool little like set piece moments, and getting the red key is one of them. There's also a little fight with in a really dark room at some point later on. Now, this is an enormously steep drop, and there are Cacodemons and Pain Elementals coming to get me. So in the meantime, actually let's grab these rockets. This is one of the other secrets that took me forever to find. Can you see it? Yeah, well, given that I'm pointing it out, you might be able to, but see the texture here and on all these other walls is this sort of more finer crushed up rock, and this one's bigger. So this is it. And then this is kind of a cool tease. When you walk in here, you think, oh, there's nothing. There's a BFG, oh, and I've missed the medkit. And you see it just keeps going, and that's it. If you don't run on there and grab it when you're given the chance, you'll never get it. Glad I at least got the BFG, because that makes one of the big set piece fights fairly entertaining. But see, what you can do is just stand here, I've figured out, and the Cacodemons, as they slowly raise to try and get you, will just get hit by a Revenant, causing an infight. Although I don't know where the other Cacodemon or Pain Elemental are. Here's one. Come on, Revenants. Oh, well, this has gone horribly. In my little test runs while I was trying to get the recording to work again, it happened every time. Well, and now I'm just waiting on the bloody Pain Elemental. I knew that was going to happen. I was thinking to myself, as soon as I pull the rocket launcher out, this is very dangerous, don't do it. And it damn near caused me to rocket myself in the face. Okay, now there are pinkies still at the bottom of this cliff, but they're so far down that auto-aim's not gonna screw you there, so you can just pretty safely rocket those Revenants. Now, into the hellish caves that I think I was just talking about. It's a pretty cool design. I like that there's all these different types of caves. You're in the deepest reaches and sort of hell is infecting the earth in a way or something like that. And yeah, you might not be able, well there you can see a little bit of it. The collision in here, Doom's engine's not so great at this sort of thing. But this area looks kind of funky on the auto map, especially if I zoom back out. And it's pretty intuitive where to go. So I have to give props. So what I was saying when I was wrapping up is that I'd really love to give this map like a thumbs to the side. I don't think it's worthy of a thumbs up, but I don't think it's worthy of a thumbs down. So I'll keep you in suspense till the end which one I actually did give it. But yeah, that's what I really think about this map, is that it's like got a lot of good elements and a lot of bad elements, and it deserves to just be thought of as like a thumbs to the side. See, this is like a cool little moment. It's got these just cool aesthetic touches. The star with the sky where you get the yellow key. Like, I mean, who knows what it means? No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. It's got these cool aesthetic touches, but gameplay-wise, it is a bit bland. What the hell? Oh, there's a zombie man behind me. Okay. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Nice aim, idiot. Alright. See this? If you look really closely, right in front of me, it's a fake wall. You can tell because the texture is not quite aligned. But this was another one of the secrets that I found extremely hard to find. Cryptic is the way I described it, but the final secret is right here. It's a very, very slow, long lift. You can tell because, see, the texture is a slightly different color. There's these two variations of this rock texture, and they've used each of them there. This secret is the only one that I found quite easily. And up here it takes us to the imp that was overlooking the start, and that's all the secrets. So done, almost inside of 10 minutes. How grand. Now I have to jump down in here just to take care of the spectres. You can see how enormous of a drop it was. It looks cool when you're up the top there, like staring out into the huge starry sky. So yeah, like I say, cool aesthetic touches, not the greatest gameplay. And that lift takes so long to come down that the door closes. Yeah, I mean, the gameplay is not like terrible, it's not like super boring, but it is just a bit bland. Oh yeah, this confused the hell out of me, but when you walk forwards, it just raises like a lift, and I like backed away like, what the hell? But now I know that there's nothing to it, and guess where we are going to be now? The start! But with the yellow key, so... Oh look, and a box of shells I left for myself. So we can go back this way now and go to the yellow key door, and that is the final area of the map. So as you would expect, finishing it off much faster with a practiced run, but the blind run, it was kind of boring. This is the kind of map where a blind run really is just tedious and hard to look at. Alright, let's get this going. When you step on this cool altar here, these pillars lower with mancubi, and because I have a BFG and a bunch of cells, let's go on a power fantasy. Be a bit careful of those hit scanners. Ooh, and I gotta be really careful I don't just get myself killed through recklessness. BFG or not, I have health. There we go. So that's sort of what the BFG I think was originally intended for, either to take out boss monsters or let you just let her loose, rip and tear, as they say. And yeah, it wasn't until much later that BFG turned into this sort of like, you know, having its own lore and everything, being like a strategy in slaughter maps. Now, this very cryptic room. I did figure this out because on the auto map you can see it, but if you shoot that, this kind of reminds me of Doom Zero in a way. It's like a puzzle room. You come in here and get this, then there's this guy. You press that, and this took me a while to find, but you think, what the hell? Can't get that med kit, what's going on here? It opens a little door here, and then this is a little cool set piece. It's kind of like E1M3, when you walk forwards here, the lights go out, and behind you, in the dark, there's all sorts of scary dudes. You can't see a damn thing, but that's now all the kills to go with all the secrets. And in the darkness where they were standing is a whole bunch of goodies. And then the switch that I pressed in there, lets you press that, and you get this, and now look what happens if I stand against this wall as we go up. You get the red key. It's like forces you to item bump it through the wall. Actually pretty damn cool, especially for an IWAD map. And the red key, all it does is just let you get this little stash, which right now is completely unnecessary. But so yeah, if you know where the secrets are, you get heaps of ammo and guns and items on this map, and if you don't, it leaves you kind of dry. Anyway, that is in fact the whole map, because that's it. This is pretty cool. This area especially, and the sort of hellish going to rock stuff with the music, really does remind me of Scythe. I think Eric Arm took a lot of inspiration from TNT, now that I'm sort of replaying it again. But there we go, Deepest Reaches. I've been very positive throughout my commentary, I would say, of this map, sort of giving it a lot of props for the like cool little touches it has and the things it tries and the style it's going for. But I was also ragging on the gameplay being a bit bland and boring. Based on the blind run that I played, I gave it a thumbs down because of the gameplay. At the end of the day, I'm a big gameplay kind of person. I think that's what matters the most. Aesthetics are cool, I respect them, and they've definitely got, you know, they have a huge and important place. But what matters to me more is the way that a map plays. And this map was just a bit kind of boring. So does the boring gameplay, sorry, do the nice, cool aesthetic touches and sort of interesting small moments of gameplay make up for the overall bland combat and just sort of strange tunnel crawling boringness. They didn't for me in the blind run. It's funny now playing it again so soon after I've practiced and sort of smashing through it quickly, how much less that matters to me. So like I was saying before, a side thumb is definitely what I would want to give it. And in fact, based on the playthrough I just did, I would have given it a thumbs up, because now that I know where to go, the combat's not quite so bad. It's just sort of quick and easy to get through. But I'll have to stick to what I said in the blind run. I have to be honest to all you guys and stick with it. It matters. I gave it a thumbs down because of how long this... I was probably because I was annoyed at the secret hunt and how long the combat felt and all that sort of stuff, and just sort of... it teases you with tension that never really comes or manifests in anything. It's just kind of boring. So... I feel bad. I really want to just give it a side thumb, but I have to stick with the grade that I gave it on the blind run. Them's the rules. I'm making them the rules now. So it was a thumbs down, and that means that TNT is now sitting on 15 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down after playing through 18 of the maps. So pretty damn good. Like, TNT is certainly the first half, like I've said, is a lot better than people think, generally. But we're firmly into the second half now, and the second half is where apparently a lot of the crap resides. So here we go. We might be going into the crappy part of TNT. I really didn't remember much about this map. It was very forgettable, sort of added to the thumbs down grade. But let's just see. I obviously remember quite a bit about maps 18, 19, and 20. Not so much about the next map we're going to play though. So I'll see you next week in map 17 in the next installment of TNT Tuesdays. Peace.